Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans.
Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air. Stand by.
Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome to a Thursday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today. My man IndyCarTim is in our Dallas affiliates. Sorry we're a little late. Of course, I always blame everything on Tim.
It's always my fault. I'll take
always
blame.
my fault. We have Ghost in the studio today that will be joining us, evidently. So here we go.
Paranormal activity.
There's a lot of very deep conversations that we have to have today, Timmy. It's not your usual, hey, this guy threw up last night, although we'll get to that. The usual sophomoric tomfoolery that we lean on so often here at FanStream Sports. No, these are some deeper subjects that go to the existential life of these existential threats to college football and Major League Baseball. We have major things happening in the labor negotiations, both sides starting to posture. Today, we're going to get the owner's side of what they're looking for. Yesterday, we got what the players are looking for, so we'll go through some of those things. Also, the SEC wants to secede from the union. I think we've done this before.
It's already happened.
I think we did this once before. It got a little bloody and messy, as I recall. But yeah, the SEC wants to secede from college sports and do their own thing. You may find this a little odd, but I think there's some merit in what they're talking about. There's some merit. I don't think it's good for college football, but neither is the 2014 playoff, which the Big Ten is trying to force upon everybody else. Nobody wants but them. So we got to get into those very deep topics. Love to get your thoughts on what's going on there. Maybe this is just, we might be more in an education phase right now in terms of both those things, because these are very complicated topics, which there's a lot of you that, may not want to do all this reading and delving into it, looking at you, Nathan Elliott. He always takes shots at me, so I can take shots at him.
Absolutely.
I just want to talk about the Bucs and how bad Jason Light is. Dadgummit. So we're going to talk about that and get into some obviously some Rays stuff, a little leftover stadium stuff from yesterday. I want to talk a little NHL today, maybe a little NBA as the playoffs get down to it. So lots of great stuff. Anything you guys want to talk about, definitely want to get into some Bucks and OTAs and all that stuff. So there's NFL news all over the place. So we'll get to all that. Anything you guys want to bring to the table, you bring it. You know how to do it on X at the JP Peterson Show, YouTube, FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, any of our FanStream Sports channels. Well, actually, FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, the only way you can comment and get it on here. And also on Facebook. So you can do that at JP Peterson. So let's get it rolling, my friend, with the hurl seen around the world. Yeah, I posted this last night on X right after it happened, and I'm like, my dude just hurled right there. But what was great about it was the timing. It was like, that's exactly how all Rays fans were feeling. It was like right on cue.
It kind of sums up the losing streak, right?
Yeah. We all just like, yeah, exactly what I was thinking. This whole show makes me vomit. Mark that.
Mark.
Kind of like this show. Yeah. That's exactly what we were all thinking. And here comes John Heasley in his first in his Rays debut, not his Major League debut. Heasley gets a little nervous stomach every now and then. And I'm watching the game and I'm like, wait a minute. Did that guy just hurl? Oh, yeah, he did. And he just did it again. And you could hear this audible groan go over Camden Yards. it was this murmur like, oh, and they're talking about really kind of a nice piece in there that Ryan Bass did about Ken Babby and his dad and his son and the full circle baseball moment, which I want to get to in a little bit. He just hurls, and and Ryan's doing his whole Babby thing, and then they go, well, let's go back to Ryan for more on this. And Ryan Bass this dude does his homework, man. This dude does his homework, and he's like, yeah, this is not unusual. John Heasley heaves all the time. He just has a nervous stomach, and there are some guys, that have done this from time to time. BA mentioned Billy Wagner, the old Astros reliever, used to. There's a lot. There's quite a few trash can guys, we used to call them, throughout the league. That happens in football, happens in all sports. Guys just get so worked up that they hurl, and it's why it's kind of funny to me. It's that there's nothing. It's just it's a little embarrassing, obviously, that you would hurl right there in front of the world. And then the trainer runs. I wish we could show you the video of this. My lovely wife Ashley is glad that we can't. She has a phobia. I don't know. Maybe you can. There's a phobia of people throwing up. Like she can't go. She won't go in certain places if she thinks there's like wherever, if it's a rough plane ride, she gets, oh my God, somebody's gonna, like, she gets really bothered. She's like, oh my God, that guy reached for the bag. Like, honey, like, just calm down. But, and if we're in a place and it's somebody starts or she sees somebody, she has to run away. So a lot of people have phobias about this. And it was, but he was doing what we all wanted to do in watching this baseball team over the last few days. Ever since the rainout, Timmy, the Yankees contrived rainout.
Yeah.
On, what was that, Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
That's been like the Olympic break for the Lightning.
Oh,
like, it's
God,
just
awful.
You can't, like, what the hell happened to our team? Where did our team go? Did we go through a portal somewhere in New York? Like, did something happen? Because, like, this is all of a sudden we time traveled back to the beginning of the 2-5 start in this team. It looks exactly like that, which, by the way, Taylor Walls was missing. What were the numbers that Big O sent us last night on Taylor Walls?
Oh, like, it was fascinating.
Yeah, let me see if I can go find those numbers.
The Rays are 28-11 with Walls starting.
Actually, it's 28-7.
28-7. That's right. He corrected himself. 28-7, 6-11.
Now 6-12.
6-12 when he's not there.
Wow. Yeah, you guys want to, if you're a baseball fan, try this little exercise that I do from time to time. Watch a game strictly from a defensive perspective and count all the plays and the possibilities and how the game would have flipped if a guy would have made a play. Now, I'm not just talking about errors. I'm talking about, when Caminero dives for a ball and barely misses it. He just doesn't have the range of really good defensive players. That's a single that if you have a really good defensive player that obviously doesn't hit as well as he do, he makes. It's a line drive down the line. Could be a double, could be a triple. Outfielders that misplay balls. Now it's runner on second, nobody out instead of one out. Now it's, runner on third, 2 runs have scored because there were 2 outs. And if you look at a game from that perspective, you will see how every game changes based on how the defense plays. Again, not just the errors, it's the plays that could have been made that weren't made by players that are just not as good defensively. It's really startling when you start watching it. And you've seen kind of a microcosm of it the last 4 days. 4 errors on Monday leading to 5 unearned runs for the Rays. 3 errors on Tuesday leading to 6 unearned runs. And then last night, Steven Matz just shit the bed. But there were some plays that could have been made behind him that were not. But he was awful. Just could not, just didn't have it. And this happens from time to time. You can't find your mechanics. You can't find it's weird. It's kind of like a golf swing. I always kind of attribute it to or compare it to a golf swing. If your timing's a little bit off, if your tempo is not right, you're going to struggle mightily. And then it comes back the next day. Sometimes it comes back in the middle of a round. In baseball, that's why Cash leaves them out there. It's like you find it. Something happens. You let one loose. That's like a shooter in basketball. You're struggling when you go to the line. You see a couple go through, and you get that nice, complete release instead of the tightness. That's because once you start fighting it, right? Then you feel that nice sweet release, and you're like, all right, now I'm back. And then you hit your next 30, and you're on. So it can fly. It can change so quickly. But Matt's just never found it, and sometimes that happens too. You just don't find it, but you'll get it back the next time. It's kind of bizarre, but that's that flow state that we talk about. But the Rays have been dreadful. They have been so dreadful, just in terms of errors. Number one, and so many mental errors. Lord. So many mental errors.
We blame Todd Bowles for that too.
Why not? Bowles and Trump.
Yeah.
Everything stems from that. It's absolutely mind-boggling how this team went from 2-5 to 22-4 at one point. And now we lose 4 in a row. And it's not just losing 4 in a row. It's not like they're losing close games. Although they did get walked off. It's how they're losing the games is just awful. You think we can show the video? Yeah, I see you loaded it up.
I was kind of hoping.
Well, you're the producer. All right, here we go. Ashley, turn away, honey. Turn away, honey. No, she always looks at my feed and she's like,
gonna do it.
It's not. Yeah. She always looks at, she'll go through my feed and she saw it. She goes, "Damn, you posted it." I'm like, "Yeah, of course I did. Got 50,000 views."
Yeah, why wouldn't you post it? Here, we're going to do one better. We're going to throw it up on the...
Do you throw up? You're going to throw it up? Are you really?
I'm going to throw it up here. By the way, speaking of vomiting, I might have done a little bit of that myself last night.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, you were watching the Rays. Why wouldn't you? Oh, no, you were watching Les Habitants.
Yeah.
It scored on 3 times in a row in 3 minutes?
Yeah, that was
the first period. Whoa, what the fuck was that last night?
Might be.
And then Anderson just loses his mind and just starts running around punching people. We got to talk about that today. Jeez,
that's hockey, JP.
That's not hockey. All you need to do is look at your coach, Martin St. Louis, who's sitting there on the bench going, just shaking his head like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
All right, let's spend 57 seconds. If he does that at the Trop, you just vacuum it up or what? Like,
that's true.
What's
clean up on aisle 68?
I don't know what the protocol is if you throw up in the Trop. It doesn't have anywhere to go.
I know. Not so much the field either. What if there's like a ground ball past the mound on the next play, and it's like the shortstop picks it up? It's like, what the fuck?
Who gets the error? The pitcher for throwing up, or the shortstop for not?
That's E1. That's E1. That is E1.
Oh my God!
Lord. I love our graphic too, right behind you. The Rays hurl in Baltimore. Yeah. This one will go down in history. We will not forget this because it was just at the absolute perfect moment. I mean, the poetic license here is just really. Yeah. It's nice. It's nicely played. So anyway, it's just another shit show last night, and they lose 11-2. That's 4 in a row. Now they get the day off, and you know what we need? You know what the Rays need?
A win.
Yeah, and some tarps off energy. And here we go. The marketing genius that is Ken Babby. When he saw those guys doing it, actually, I was sitting next to him when we were watching this play out on was it last Tuesday night against the Orioles, I believe. And we're watching this whole thing and the energy in the building, and we're talking about this. And then the next thing you know, it's like tarps off Friday. The Angels, you got to sell tickets when the Angels are in town. You got to come up with something, right? So tarps off. Tarps off is going to be big Friday night. Really, really big tomorrow night. Everybody's talking about it. It's all over the place. I don't know if they're going to have enough room for people taking their shirts off. It could get ugly. Yeah, it could get ugly. So of course I'm for it. But that's energy. The energy in the building that night and that was a big comeback for the Rays. The energy in the building that night was fantastic. And that whole tarps off thing just brings that youthful fun. The songs are constantly going, oh, oh, oh. I think that's what they were doing.
Close enough.
So we need that. We need some tarps off energy back at the Trop. Hopefully they'll get refocused after this day off and come back and get their pitch back, get their swing back, get everything back, because that was ugly. It's a 4-game losing streak. It happens in baseball. They were never going to stay that hot. They're beat up, but Taylor Walls should be back. That's a huge thing. Obviously, the numbers we just told you there. And, Fraley obviously is not going to be back anytime soon. Who else are we getting back? Taylor's the most important part of that deal. So hopefully we can get him back and going. All right. I want to get to, because you guys are participating, I want to get to some of the thoughts here. Alejandro, always positive, says new bullpens: Seymour, Kimbrel, Clevenger, Kelly, Baker, Lagomina, I believe it is, at the core of the bullpen. Their remaining spots for Usaida and Rodriguez. Rodriguez is not coming back this year, I do not believe. No. Usaida, we keep talking about him, but I don't hear any really positive news. Boyle should be back, I think, soon. But that's it. Good morning to you, Nathan.
Yeah, Boyle's throwing in the minors, right?
Yeah, he's already been throwing. I'm kind of, I don't understand why he's not up yet, but I haven't looked into it.
They're being cautious.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know. Somebody let me know. What else we got here? David Terry says, friggin' Bucks coming off the top rope to just slam the Rays plans. What the F? The timing of all this is absolute BS. Yeah, it's really bad timing. And to ask for 2/3 of the money, from the public, it's bad form. Look, I love the Bucks, love Brian Ford. I know the Glazers are just it's just business. But to come at this particular time with that kind of ask, I thought, and then just saying no comment. Not a big fan of that. Yeah. Not a big fan of that. That doesn't strike me as the most communal thing to do, quite frankly. But I think in the long run, it'll be fine. Like Ken Hagan said yesterday, and if you missed that interview, go back and watch it. It's on all our socials and everywhere. Ken said that this is not unexpected. So, but now, and said the 2/3 ask is not, that's not going to be what it ends up being. They floated that, right? Of course, because the Lightning got 2/3, but it's a much, much, much smaller number, and it's a much, much different play. Again, Benchmark Arena, 230, 40 dates a year, Raymond James Stadium, 20. In terms of impact of bringing people in, heads in beds, that type stuff. Totally different deal. Totally different deal with the Rays deal. Again, 20 events, 20, I don't know how many nights they have at Raymond James, but in terms of the Bucks and just football games, you're talking about 8 to 10. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And, obviously most of that money goes to the Bucks and they keep most of it. So the economic impact is way different than what the Lightning are doing and what the Rays are doing. And that's not, one's not good, one's not bad. The Bucks bring a ton of community pride and having an NFL team here is absolutely critical to the growth of your city. 100%. And they're, we'll see this year. There'll be plenty of heads in beds with Steeler fans and Packer fans overrunning our stadium. So they'll bring people to town, but it's only, like I said, 8 to 10 times a year. So it's a different game. And to ask for 2/3 of public participation at a much higher number, I think is a little ridiculous. So for those of you who may accuse me of just wanting to give away money to billionaires, it's about the deal. It's always about the deal. And I was very much against that deal in St. Pete. It was a terrible, terrible deal for the taxpayers. And with a terrible, terrible owner who was only going to fleece you. like I told you. And that's why that was a real estate deal. He was never going to build that stadium, and it was never going to cost $1.3 billion. So throw all that stuff out. These are much different circumstances. So, yeah, in the end, I don't think it was, especially when the Rays are being so transparent with everything, to just go, no comment. We want 2/3. Here's the money. I mean, and they didn't. And let me just say, the Bucks didn't put that out there. The Bucks did not put that out there. Let me be fair. That was the ask according to two folks in the TSA. So let's not say that, I don't think the Bucks really wanted it out there, quite frankly.
Right. And this is why.
Yeah. And let's, and that's why they said no comment. It's like, we weren't, we're not trying to go public with this right now. This is not, we don't have renderings. We don't have the plan all together. So that kind of slipped out. So let's be clear about that. But the timing is bad, and the ask is, but that's where it all starts. I'm not trying to crucify the Bucks here, but that news coming out, when it did, obviously, put everything negative in the media again.
Who leaked that information?
Two members of the TSA.
Okay.
Talked about, and I don't even know if a leak has such a pejorative, negative connotation. I want to say that they were asked about it.
I mean, it wasn't a secret. They just
I think it's public record. All the TSA meetings are public record,
right,
as far as I know. So I think it was just something that was at the meeting they were talking about, but it's not like the Bucks put out a press release. Here's what we're doing.
Right,
they did not. So I would probably guess, and I haven't talked to Brian Ford about this, but I would probably guess that's why they didn't comment. It's like, we're not ready to talk about it, and that's fair. So let's keep that in mind. The Bucks are great community partners.
Yeah,
they are fantastic community partners. They are, they've done incredible things in this community. Once again, Brian Ford is leading his pediatric cancer cut for the cure coming up on June 11th. Public invited to that over at One Buck Place. It's a great event. I've been many times to support Brian. He's raised over $800,000 himself. Like, wow. For pediatric cancer victims. So it's a great thing. So I'm not here to say that the Bucks are, trying to screw up what the Rays are doing. They're not.
Right.
They're not. But it's, timing is what it is. And they have to renew their lease by January of 2027. So the business is now. Now, I would say that I would have liked to have everybody working together, the Rays, the Bucks, the county, the city, all that probably would have been the best way to approach this, but that's really hard to do because you got a lot of competing interests. It sounds good in practice, but in actual, implementation, you start getting a lot of different people in the room with a lot of different needs, and it's tough. So, this is probably the way it has to happen. But again, if you listen to the Ken Hagen interview, the things that you see out there on social media all the time. Oh, Hillsborough doesn't have enough money. They don't have enough money. They can't do that, blah, 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 blah. It's mostly Orlando people. And it's like, first and foremost, we're not paying for all this. We're paying for a small percentage of it, a very small percentage when you look at the public money versus the private money. Like in the Rays deal, it's 10-1. Now, that depends on how much of the build out is. I get that. But why would you not build it out? You have the land. You can make money on it. Why would you not build it out? I mean, in a red hot real estate market that this still is. Yeah. That could change. Don't get me wrong. I know that could change. But still, it's, you got to go if you're, like I said yesterday, we are on the super highway of progress here in Tampa Bay. And there's an 18-wheeler behind us, and it's called progress, and people coming here and moving here. And if you try and slam on the brakes in the middle of the superhighway, that is not a good idea. That's going to lead to a very, very difficult mess to clean up because it's coming, and you either put your foot on the gas and keep going and try to create more opportunity and more jobs and more economic growth, or you're going to get steamrolled from behind, and you're going to have a lot of growth issues that you can't afford. And that's where we're at, where this is a critical choice for Tampa Bay. you either take a risk, and it is a risk. I understand that. Everything's a risk in life. Doing nothing is a risk. Saying no to this is a huge risk, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, and that's for the Bucks, the Rays, the Lightning, all of it. And I thought Ken articulated it very well yesterday. We are a major, major city. And growth is not going to stop. You got to manage it. And part of managing it is expanding it and expanding the tax base. Michael LaRue says, can we get Rob Stone on the show to talk USA World Cup? I know most people don't care, but Nick Geddes and I do. I do. I care. Yeah. We've had Rob on many times. I know Rob well. I actually replaced him when I came here at Channel 44.
Stabbed him right in the back, didn't you?
Yeah, I sure did. He did pretty well. He's done okay for himself.
See how it is.
Yeah. Yes, I will reach out to Rob this week to try to get him on. The World Cup is kind of sneaking up on us, Timmy. You know, I don't know.
What's the World Cup? What is that?
Yeah, exactly. I love it, and I was very excited about it until they just started gouging people, and our team became so shitty.
Number one, I don't get it. It's soccer. Number one, everybody's away. Everybody that knows me knows. Look, I'm not poo-pooing on it. I don't get it. I definitely don't understand them wanting to come over here and use our best stadiums and our most notable stadiums, and then making them cover up the names of the stadiums and changing the names of the stadiums in the media.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Well, yeah, like AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
They have to cover up, and I'm talking externally too, on the outside, all signage that refers to AT&T. Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, they had to cover up every single Mercedes logo everywhere, inside and outside. Every stadium that they are using, they have to cover up the names, the sponsorships, because they're not part of the FIFA or whatever the hell it is.
This is my part of this discussion we had yesterday, money in sports, and we've reached the critical point for me. It's becoming too intrusive on the games. It's becoming way too intrusive on the games. It's killing college sports, even professional sports now. The amount of advertising, the amount of pitching constantly in these games, it's gotten to NASCAR levels. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think as fans, we have to push back. Maybe, Timmy, we can start some movement, populist movement of sports fans against the elite, getting pushed out, stadiums becoming smaller, right? Because they want more elite space. They can charge more money for the elites, and they're pushing out the little guy who just wants to sit in the top row. I just want to get in and pay $45 for my ticket. Nope. Sorry. We're turning the upper deck into a luxury swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you $50,000 just to get into the pool. I mean, it's getting bananas. It's getting bananas, and we got to fight back. It's
out of hand, man. It's out of control. And this soccer thing,
it is.
And they're not allowed to use the names. They're not even in the press, written and verbal. The announcers, AT&T Stadium is now Dallas. It's not even in Dallas, but it will be referred to during the soccer thing as Dallas Stadium. It's Atlanta Stadium. It's not Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
They're not even putting another corporate mark on it.
No.
They're making money off of it. They just don't want those stadiums to have
Correct.
They don't want those corporate deals that were already done for FIFA to be exploited by AT&T.
And I don't understand why they're allowing that.
I mean, I don't want to be the guy sticking up for AT&T here, but believe me, I mean, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like everything is just so ridiculously about money. And although I guess they're not I don't know what the deal is on that, but they didn't sell the rights to the stadium. But why are we can't even say the words? It's very controlling. It's very stupid.
I want no part of it. I'm out.
Yeah. All right. Ellen Road Loco said the flip side is Walls played 18 straight games and his body obviously can't handle that. That's the issue with Williamson hurt. When did we get so soft? Guys used to play 160. What are we doing? We're so soft. Now we have to have body maintenance in baseball?
Go talk to Cal Ripken about playing 18 straight games.
Yeah, he just did a talk here in Tampa. I went to it. And, yeah, he's like, how'd you do it? He's like, I showed up and played.
Yeah. You think he complained every day? Probably internally.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sore. Oh, well, I'm going to go play ball.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it feels like if I got a chance to play Major League Baseball every day and I could take a breath, I'm playing.
I'm playing.
You know, I'm playing.
Especially back then, you'd lose your job.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he got to a point where, you know, he knew he wasn't going to lose his job if he took a day off. But he still wanted to play. I mean, just to basically, you know, I'm just sitting there saying, like, if I can play baseball every day and it's my choice, of course I'm going to fucking play.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. It's baseball. I miss playing baseball, man. I so miss playing baseball and basketball and football. I miss it all.
I don't miss playing baseball, because I wasn't ever any good. And I don't miss playing basketball, but man, I miss playing hockey. God, that's what I miss the most.
Well, I mean, if you've ever, you know, I know Big O can talk about this way more than I. You've ever hit a baseball on the sweet spot?
Oh yeah,
and just smoked one. You know, it's a feeling unlike anything else.
I probably never did.
Don't try to explain that to your wife. By the way, they won't understand.
Yeah,
they just won't.
What
do you mean? The feeling like
a little
anything
bit about a sweet spot.
What do you mean? It's bad. I didn't say it was better, honey. I just said it's just different. It's just really good. Definitely not better. 100% not better.
Oh God.
But it's just hard to explain.
Digging the hole.
Yeah, I am. All right. Hopefully she's not watching. All right, we're gonna take a break. We come back. Love all the comments. I want to get. We did not get the comments yesterday, and I am very. I feel very guilty about that. So we're gonna get you all your comments today. I promise you. And if you stuff from yesterday's show, you guys are bringing up. That's fantastic because there were a lot of great comments we could not get to yesterday that I wanted to get to. So bring them back, and we'll discuss them today because we got no guests today except for a Big O coming in at the end of the show. All right, we're brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa, our first hour sponsor. And as I did not know this, but one of my friends came up to me when he's looking at my car, and he's like, "Oh, this is the GV70 everybody's talking about."
Ooh.
I'm like, "Everybody's talking about it?" So I kind of looked it up, and like, yeah, it's one of the really hot cars that these car enthusiasts are talking about because of the price and the value and the technology is just off the chain. It just seems like a much more expensive car, like you know, some of these other high-end SUVs. Not that this isn't, it just doesn't have the price that these other ones have. It's a very high-end SUV. It's incredible. And that's why everybody's like talking about, this is how much? It's the GV70 and the GV80. So go check out all the cars at Genesis of Tampa. That's what they're known for. Incredible luxury and technology at a much less price. And the service is fantastic. The people are wonderful. GenesisofTampa.com, 801 East Bears Avenue. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, You do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out: $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you can trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
What's up? Welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, starring IndyCarTim at our Dallas affiliate.
Said no one ever.
Said no one ever. Thank you for joining us, and thanks to the big folk, or the great folks at Riveters, where every Rays game that you watch at Riveters, they give away merch to one of the watch party partners over there, and you get a happy hour every time the Rays are playing. $6 Jack, $6 Tito's, $6 margaritas, and great food specials as well. What else do you want? What else do you want? Great baseball, indoor, outdoor, great staff, fantastic food. Everything's fresh. Nothing's frozen. Best wings in town. What am I forgetting? Best staff. Hazy IPA. They make it right there. Fantastic. So many reasons to go to Riveters. It is the best place to watch any sporting event, whether it be hockey or Rays, and a lot of stuff on these days. So you need more than one screen, and you don't want to cook at home, right? So go on over to Riveters. Get those wings. Fantastic. I'll be doing lunch.
Got to say the tagline.
Riveters, the best damn sports bar in all of Tampa Bay.
No, that's not it. It's on the screen. That's you made this up one day, and I put it on the screen. It's my favorite thing you've ever said.
Baseball, Rays, Riveters.
There it is.
Nice.
Yeah,
that is good. That's good. Sometimes I come up with something rather brilliant. but it's rare. All right.
I got to
what
make
else?
note of it when it happens.
Yeah. So last night during the game, right before the hurling incident, Ryan Bassett showed some great pictures of Ken Babby on the field there at Camden Yards with his son. And then had also an old picture of Ken Babby on the field as a bat boy with his dad.
That's awesome.
We shared this story kind of last week about how Babby got involved with Bill Cosgrove, the short version. And it's really, really cool story. Long story short, Cosgrove was at a minor league baseball game, saw this little guy running around at the stadium in Akron doing all the different things. And he's like, what's that guy doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and so when I introduced himself and he's like, what are you, the intern? He's like, no, I'm the owner. I'm embellishing this for entertainment purposes. He's like, no, I'm the owner. They became fast friends. And he's like, I want to do something in baseball with you. And he's like, oh, you want to buy a minor league team? He goes, nah, I'm going to buy a major league team. And the rest is history. So Ken Babby grew up. His dad was the lead counsel for the Orioles when they made Camden Yards, which was a transformative baseball stadium that changed the inner harbor of Baltimore forever and changed that city in such a positive way. I mean, it still has struggles, don't get me wrong, but without this project, it would be way worse. And so he has witnessed firsthand how a baseball park can transform a city. And when Cal Ripken was here, I asked him the same question. He echoed those same sentiments. When people talk about, oh, these billionaire owners and they're just here to fleece us and take our money, and it's a taxpayer grab and all, this is why I bristle, because I've come to know Bill Cosgrove and I've come to know Ken Babby, and these guys love baseball. This is a passion for them. They could make money in a lot of different ways, but this is a passion for them. And then when you bring in guys like Fred Ridley, Augusta Chairman, you talk about great sportsmen in the world. We know Michael Murphy here at Kingmakers, Murphy Auto Group is one of the limited partners, and so many of them in Tampa. I know these guys. They are great husbands. They are great fathers. They are great community people. And they love sports and they love baseball. And this is a passion for them. Mike was on, we had him on the podcast. He's like, this was one of my bucket list things was to own a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
These guys are not here to fleece you. They're here to share with you their dream. I had somebody come at me last night on Twitter, and shocking development.
When doesn't that happen?
It's but I wanted to, it was an interesting take, and although horribly wrong, it was an interesting take. Let's see if I can find it here word for word. Basically, he was calling me out for, here it is. This guy, is rooted in Oakland, so he watched his team disappear there.
Right.
He said, sports media personalities becoming personally intertwined with ownership groups is exactly part of the problem. Public policy shouldn't be shaped by friendships, access, or emotional appeals about loving baseball. If ownership groups truly believe the project made financial sense, they wouldn't need taxpayer subsidies to build it. The profits stay private while the risk gets pushed onto the public. Fans can love baseball without handing billionaires public money. Just say no. #stadium scam. Coming from a guy whose stadium was, the
lost his team.
Yeah. So I get it. There's a lot of passion there. And I, he's making an argument that on its face kind of sounds good. And so I totally, and this is why I want to talk about it, especially in terms of myself personally, because I've been accused of, working for the Rays. And anyone who knows me or follows me in this from my almost 30 years here in this market knows how passionate I am about Tampa Bay sports. Like I'm a fanatic. It's my life. It has been. It's my identity. It's everything. And I love that. I never come to work. It's just, I come to my passion every day.
Right,
and I've sustained a lot of bullshit to be able to do this. And thanks to you guys, we continue to be able to do it. But I didn't become friends with these guys. In fact, they kind of sought me out. That's the truth.
Right.
They were listening to the podcast. They were getting information from me that Ken Babby has said on his show, I don't know how you knew it before we even knew it. As I was talking to people in Major League Baseball, talking to businessmen around this town and understanding through covering these teams since their inception, the Rays, what an opportunity this was. And I was talking about how underserved this market is in baseball and how we've done it all wrong. And they were listening. So they sought me out. I've been passionate about a stadium in Tampa far before these people even thought about buying a team in Tampa. So I don't have access to them in friendships because there's some ulterior motive here. My motive was established long before they got here. And my access just comes from me working the story, getting it right, being ahead of it, and them noticing that and wanting to use me and my audience here to promote something that is good. And this is what I don't get. Why is this such a nefarious thing to so many people? What if I'm right? What if these are really altruistic people who love baseball and have lots of money? The exact people I've been talking about for 15 years. And more pointedly in the last 5 to 7 when I realized Stu Sternberg was never going to get this done and was not an altruistic person. No need to get into that. But I said, when we get those people, the deep-pocketed people who love Tampa Bay and love baseball and are politically connected, this is going to take off. And voila, here they are. Here they are. And some of you want to run them out of town, run them to Orlando. Or like this guy, ascribe ulterior motives to me for following my passion that was established long before these guys ever got here. And I didn't seek them out or ask money or even ask them to sponsor the show because I know they would. But I don't want to even have that appearance of a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Now, if the stadium gets built down the line, we're a sports show. I'd like all the sports companies to support this show, and they do through their access. But monetarily, yeah, I'd sure like the Lightning to advertise here, and the Bucks, and the Rays, and USF. But we haven't actively gone after them because it can present a conflict of interest, or at least an appearance of so. So I just want to make this clear. When I talk about these guys' love for the game and their passion for baseball and their passion for doing something big in Tampa Bay and sharing that with you, what if I'm right? And what if you people that are opposing this, mostly Orlando plants on Twitter, but the other people are city council folks and the people in the Wostalls of the world, what if I'm right and you're wrong? And this is such a godsend. And we send them down the road to Orlando and they build something great that's tremendously successful. And we watch them, stand on the field winning a World Series in Orlando.
Ouch.
That's what you want to vote for in the city council? Yeah, I get it. The deal's not perfect and it's a stretch and there's some risk to it. Absolutely. But there's also big risk to doing nothing and sending them down the road to Orlando. Stop ascribing this negative, nefarious motives when there are none. These guys want to spend $8 to $10 billion in your city. And people are like, oh, no, we don't need that. Oh, no. We don't need 13,000 permanent jobs here. We don't need 40,000 construction jobs. No, not here. The traffic. Like it's ever going to get any better if you don't do anything about it. This is going to magically disappear.
JP, who's going to buy the fire trucks?
Yeah, that's right. We need 30 of them. In case you're saying, oh, well, then why should we spend the money? Because we don't have the money for it now. We need to invest to get the money back to bring in 10 million tourists a year like they're doing in Atlanta. It's a proven model everywhere in the world. We have a great opportunity to do it here. It's not that big a risk, in my opinion. Everything's a risk, but this one has a lot of successful templates around the world to look at, and one not very far in Atlanta, which is very, very similar to what we're doing. In fact, we have so many more advantages than they do. We have almost 3 times the property, which brings in more revenue and more tax revenue. We have a better tourism climate, and we depend on tourism here, not like Atlanta.
Yeah.
So there's so many advantages that we have that the Battery does not. And this could be much bigger and better than that. So, yeah. All right, let's get to other stuff. Kurt Thorson says, without Ray's surrounding development, Ray J doesn't get a Super Bowl with the likes of LA, Vegas, Atlanta, Nashville, Miami on the outs for the Super Bowl. That's right. Now it's a requirement. Sergio Biltres says process. Oh, he is educating us here today on how they get rid of the vomit. He said, you didn't see this coming today. So the area gets covered with an absorbent disinfectant powder or towels. Staff scoop or wipe up the vomit. Then 3, the turf is sprayed with disinfectant cleaner safe for the artificial grass.
Huh. All right. Sounds like a legit process.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be easier just to have grass and have an outside stadium and you just mow over it?
Well, that's what they do. That's what they did in Camden Yards last night.
That's right.
So, yeah. Although I think they probably had to clean that up too, in some way. Kurt also says, yesterday Hagan cited July 5th as the day the Rays need to be in Councilman Young, Vieira, and Maniscalco's ear. Yeah, trust me, they're working on that. And not in a nefarious way. They're asking them what their objections are, and they're hoping to overcome them. Yeah. Sergio continues. The area is rinsed or wiped out, and play resumes once it's safe. Alejandro says they want Boyle as a starter, not a bullpen guy, because he has the stuff to be a starter. It's not like Seymour, who was a starter, but is becoming better as a lefty out of the pen. Listen, when you don't have enough arms in the pen and this guy's healthy and you're waiting for a starting spot, that doesn't make any sense to me since he was a reliever most of his career. I mean, again, Eric Neander knows a lot more than I do, and maybe he's counting on some of these other relievers coming back. I get that they want Boyle to be a starter, but in a pinch, can he not help out in the bullpen with all the injuries?
They don't like doing that, JP. They don't like moving guys back and forth between being a starter and the bullpen.
Yeah, I get it. There's issues with that.
It's a psyche thing too for the pitcher a lot of times, especially if you're a starter and then you get moved to the bullpen. I mean,
but it does happen.
Psychosomatic, but yeah, absolutely it happens.
It does happen. Go Millionaire said, I find it pretty silly that the social media opinion and TBT let the Lightning $375 million fly under the radar with one day of non-negative press for some reason. The Bucks and Rays, is some handout. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of, I think it's because the Lightning are such a beloved franchise and, they win championships and they pack the house and it's more, and maybe just people understand. I will say this, and it's especially as it involves the Rays. And I got a real sense of this as a city council. And it bothered me, to be quite honest. They're provincial. They see the Rays as a St. Petersburg team. Some people do. And I think there's some people on the council that do.
It's weird.
They say that the Yankees are Tampa. No. No, they're not. It's the Yankees are snowbirds. They come here for 2 months of the year and then they go away. The Rays are here 24/7, 365, especially if they build this thing, when they build this. So, no. I really get a sense that there's some provincialism here. And that has no place in government, whether the county or the city. This is not a St. Pete team that's moving to Tampa. That's not what this is. Let's get that straight right now. This is Tampa Bay. This is Tampa Bay. This is our team. This is our baseball team, not the Yankees. We love the Yankees. We love what they bring. They're great community partners. Fantastic. We love them. We give them money. Absolutely. As we should. They bring a lot to the table. But not even close to what the Rays bring. Not even in the same ballpark. Single A to major league. Not even close. So let's remember that, you elected officials. The Yankees, Charlie Miranda, are not Tampa's team. Sorry. They're not.
Such a weird thought for me.
The Rays are. No, yeah, nobody blinked an eye. when we gave the money to the Yankees. And I know it's a lot less money. But everything in scale. Everything in scale. It's relative. Let me finish. Let me do this as he finishes his thought. Go millionaire. This is part of what the CIT money is for. Infrastructure is in county-owned buildings and surrounding roads. I don't know where there's so much pushback. Read the MOU. The CIT portion is not for the stadium. Yes, that's what I keep saying. I keep hearing these guys talk about this CIT money like it's been blessed by Jesus and it has to be used for, it can't be used for a stadium, even though it built Raymond James Stadium and all that came from that. Silly, really silly stuff. Michael Lewis says, I don't think the Bucs should get any more public money until they can afford to buy out Bowles' contract.
Oh, my gosh.
So let me get this right. So if we use the money, the public money, to buy out Bowles' contract, we're good. That's appropriate use of CIT money. I would agree.
I'll vote for it.
You sold me. 100%. I'm in. I hate saying that about Todd. I love the dude so much, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But that's funny. Let's have a city council debate on the CIT use for buying out Dodge Gun. I think that will pass. Can
you imagine how fast? All in favor? Aye.
Then the noes, the ayes have it. Motion carried. Oh, wow. Funny.
And then can you imagine Coach. The one guy that votes no?
It's Wostall.
Yeah, Wostall.
And Carlson. We can't use any public money for anything private, ever.
May God have mercy on your soul!
And when Kurt Thurston says, when the final MOU comes out, I'm going to read aloud every single one of the community benefits and the organizations that support it to city council. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. Go Millionaire says it's for surrounding area and infrastructure in the grand scheme of the project. Yeah, that's what I've been talking about. It's $80 million, of CIT money. That can be all, you've got to prepare the lands and the roads and all the infrastructure, electric, sewers, all that stuff. It costs a lot of money. And if you don't want, it's not quote stadium stuff. Again, it's not just the stadium. It's infrastructure for the other 8 million square feet that we're building that's going to be tax producing. Keep talking about just the stadium. Not. John Hill says, not all teams are staying in the USA for the World Cup. Some teams are staying in Canada and some others in Mexico. 3 countries staying here in Florida.
True story.
That's an economic impact. Yeah. Sports don't bring any money. It's just moved around in the city. Says JC Bradbury. Really, 75% of people from outside Cobb County, but it's all just moving around within Cobb County. Okay, that makes 0 sense. But I'm not an academic, economist, so I don't. What the hell do I know? Go Millionaire says, I agree, JP. We reached the money tipping point when bottom tier quarterbacks are making $30 to $50 million a season. Is one of the many examples. Jesus. Yeah, when you start digging down, and I don't want to, but that's what costs money. We're paying these freaking players ridiculous amounts of money. And the fans have, ticket price goes up accordingly. I'm not sitting here. I kind of feel like it's, we're so past that we're not turning back the clock. But can we just stop the increases?
How do you stop it? You start refusing to pay it, then somebody else is going to pay it, though. I mean,
cap it. Got to cap it. You got to have caps
for a position salary.
I just in general.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. I
understand. I'll be honest with you. I haven't thought it out that much, but
how about we just eliminate the position?
I want my sports to be socialist.
How about back in the day?
But my sports.
How about 120 years ago when you didn't have a quarterback, you just had 2 halfbacks and one of them took a snap and ran? Let's get back to that.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Let's go back, and then we pay all the running backs.
But I do think there's, we can protect, even if we have to, let's just cap the upper decks. All the upper decks are for the ham and eggers. And, you don't have to put all the accoutrement up there, although it sucks that you don't. Yeah, I get it. But can we at least keep some portions of these stadiums affordable for families? I mean, and again, if we are putting public money in them, there should be some responsibility for that. Doesn't have to be the whole stadium, but part of it. I think it would be a good gesture. I really do. George Petrelek says, not only the cost to attend, but even to watch with the addition of having to use additional paid services. Would love to fight back, but how? Timmy, I think we have a project on our hands for Fan Stream Sports.
All right.
We have to be the voice.
Project.
Well, if we blow it up, then we can hire you some help. That would be
true.
That would be the progression. Can we get some public money?
I need some.
How about a grant? Yeah, interns would be nice. How does NBA and MLB do days off for a muscle strain, but NFL and NHL play through broken bones? Always irked me. MLB players take off 4 to 6 weeks for a strain. Ha. Yeah, a strain. Ha. Like O said. Like what O said. We never even, for some reason, we didn't have obliques when we were playing.
Right. They just invented those.
Yeah. It's a new add-on to the species.
Yeah, I never heard of that until recently. I'm with them. What the hell's an oblique?
Yeah. John, you had some good comments yesterday I didn't get to. You said you want us to remember the written comments from yesterday. I'm too old for that.
We did a show yesterday?
Did we do a show? What was it on? I don't remember. Mike H says Kittredge came in the 8th last night with bases jammed, no outs. He still has it. Yeah, we've gotten rid of a lot of good relievers over the years, gone on to do good things. David Terry said, and one hell of a Reuben at Riveters. Yeah, it's the Riveters Reuben is getting national acclaim.
I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, some Instagram guy came in and took a picture of it, and it went viral. Yeah, it is fantastic. Who had the Reuben last time? It might have been Charlie when we went to lunch. Coach Strong, I think he had the Reuben. It's fantastic. Yeah. Alejandro says,
favorite sandwich in the whole world is a Reuben.
It's strong, and correctly made.
Yeah.
Rye or pumpernickel.
It's easy to screw it up too.
Right? Rye or pumpernickel. I kind of a little partial to the pumpernickel.
I like the rye.
Thousand Island dressing is a must, and it's got to be good. It's freshly made at Riveters. They don't source it out. Sauerkraut.
Always.
Yep. I'm still a little. Is pastrami and corned beef the same thing?
No.
Because
but I'll accept either one. The traditional Reuben has corned beef, but I will accept pastrami on it.
Yeah. A good pastrami is the key. Yeah.
Or both. I see a lot of places they put both on there.
And then a nice spicy mustard. Oh, got a nice thick Swiss cheese. Oh yeah. Can't forget the cheese. If you got a little grilled onions laying around, always makes a sandwich better. Always. So yeah, that's a Reuben. That's a Reuben right there, baby.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah. Alejandro says, I'm going to the Angels game tomorrow on Sunday. Can't wait for Mr. Trout tomorrow, hopefully. And let's go Rays and beat the last place Angels and Tiger teams. Let's trade for Mike Trout.
Has there ever been a more overrated player in the history of Major League Baseball than Mike Trout?
I mean, how do you say that with the numbers he's put up? Baseball is such a numbers game. But the injuries of late have really derailed his.
Is it because he plays for the Angels that nobody ever hears of him and nobody knows what he looks like? Mm-hmm. I mean, except the diehard baseball fan, if he was walking down the street,
wouldn't even know
anywhere other than L.A., would anybody know who he is?
Does that make him underrated or underexposed? Which in this day and age is hard to do.
I think he's overrated. Like I see the numbers, but
he's just had so much. I mean, he's killing it this year, and he's finally healthy. But that won't last.
Well, they got rid of Ohtani finally.
Yeah. How do you have Trout and Ohtani and not even sniff the playoffs? That's
Because you have Mike
bad
Scioscia as your
baseball.
manager.
Wow.
I mean, he won a World Series, right?
I think he did.
Yeah, is their manager?
Sergio Biltres says all World Cup events are like that. They remove all corporate sponsoring. They do? I thought the World Cup was heavily corporate sponsored.
Then what's the point?
They remove the World Cup? I didn't know that.
I'm surprised it's not called the General Motors World Cup or some BS like that.
Yeah.
By the way, has there ever been a more overrated trophy in the history of the world than the World Cup trophy?
Oh, that little gold ball?
It's the same size as my coffee cup.
Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. It's no Wanamaker. That's for damn sure.
No. Stanley Cup, the Borg Warner.
Thomas
By the way,
Gas-
JP, we got to get to this because we didn't have a show Monday. Well, not right now, but at some point before the end, maybe we'll do it last. I have the entire final lap of the Indy 500.
Oh, do you? Can we play it?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to do that. You want to take a break and do it when we come back?
We can, yeah, sure.
Okay. By the way, did you grab that Ron DeSantis stuff I sent you?
I was
it's
drunk when
long.
you sent it to me last night, so I haven't had a chance to break it up yet.
I love the honesty. All right. We're going to get back to comments. We're going to get to what DeSantis said yesterday, which I thought was really, really cool. And we got the college stuff we're going to get to as well. And I got to lay out what the baseball deal is going to be. So we got lots to get to. Big thanks to all of our great sponsors. You see them right there on the page, including the Gold and Diamond Source. Wonderful people over there. If you're thinking about popping the question, there is no other place to go to buy that ring than the Gold and Diamond Source. They only sell real diamonds. Diamonds do not start your relationship, your marriage with a fake diamond. Is a very, very bad idea. You will be cursed for your entire life if you do that. And they are the ones that will educate you on the cut, the clarity, the color, all those things. And you're buying what you are sold, right? A lot of places, they'll tell you about this. It might even be a fake diamond. You don't even know. That doesn't happen at the Golden Diamond Source. And for God's sakes, don't buy it online. 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. You can buy them from them online, but not the other people. Duh. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you can be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. FanStreamSports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com and American Standard Heating and Cooling. Man, it's getting hot out there. You better make sure your unit is in tip-top condition. Get the maintenance special from the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. It's $169 for 2 visits. That's right, 2 visits. They will come out and make sure your drain line is clean and your unit is in tip-top condition for the summer coming up. And if it looks like your unit is running out of gas and you need a new one, they will hook you up with an American Standard Heating and Cooling unit. The best in the business, the most efficient, the most affordable. It's the best. Your dynamic duo for your HVAC needs, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And if you're looking for a job and you're in that particular field, they are accepting applications. Go work for a great company, great benefits, great family company, all that good stuff. And they pay well. So thirdgenerationplumbing.com, John Rodriguez and PJ over there, great folks doing it with American Standard Heating and Cooling. All righty. Let's get into, I want to get into real quickly, and you guys can comment on this, and then I'll get back to comments.
By the way, I'm uploading your DeSantis video. I should have that shortly for you.
Okay. It's really long, so we'll just
like
play
six minutes, right? Is I think what you had me clip.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to cut it up. So yesterday, Senators Cruz and Maria Cantwell, Republican and Democrat from Washington, Cantwell is, announced plans for a bipartisan college sports bill, which hopefully will stabilize our college football and our great college sports. The bill would allow the NCAA to limit transfers and eligibility, enforce a spending cap. Thank you. Give conferences the ability to pool their television rights. Oh, wow. And prevent coaches from leaving their teams before the end of the season. And guess what that's known as? The Lane Kiffin rule. Ding, ding. It also includes language to prevent a possible breakaway Super League by the Big Ten and the SEC. Cruz and Cantwell, the chair of the ranking members of the Senate Commerce Committee, respectively, worked for months towards a comprehensive bill that could potentially garner enough bipartisan support to reach 60 votes in the Senate. And I think it will, and I think it should.
Yeah.
Unveiling of the Senate bill named the Protect College Sports Act comes a week after a potential vote on the SCORE Act, a separate college sports bill that originated in the U.S. House. This one's better, by the way. As the power conferences debate college football playoff expansion, roster budgets, the Big Ten and SEC saber rattling about self-governance, which is real. College sports is at a breaking point, Cruz said, and this will fix it. So let me go to some of the main points of this. Where are the bullet points? They didn't do it. God damn it. So they're going to limit transfers to one. You get one free transfer, and then there's a process after that that is much more difficult. You'll have to sit out games, et cetera, et cetera. The bill also intends to impose an enforceable compensation cap regarding direct payments from schools to athletes, codifying aspects of the House versus NCAA settlement. So the $20.5 million that everybody gets to spend, the revenue share, that would be it. You can't go out and get more NIL stuff. That would be no longer part of it. So, but again, if you codify this takes away the legal challenges.
Right.
And I would suggest you'd have to up that number. If you're going to cut out NIL, you got to up that 20 number, but leave it as a level playing field. The College Sports Commission in particular has struggled to implement restrictions to the effect over the past year with the capping, right? Often dubious third-party name, image, and likeness deals have screwed this up. Outside NIL agreements would still be allowed under the Cruz-Cantwell bill, but the legislation would provide more enforcement latitude to require legitimate NIL deals and close the pay-for-pay loopholes used by multimedia rights partners and other associated industries. This is kind of at the heart of what's going on with Florida State. Michael Alford, who's been a leader on this, the FSU athletic director, has tried to tell everybody, hey, we got to stick to the cap. That's what we're supposed to be doing, but nobody's doing it. So he's getting shit for trying to get everybody to play by the rules. And I understand what he's trying to do, and I respect it tremendously, but he's getting steamrolled by all these
nobody else is doing it. Yeah.
Nobody else is doing it, and there's no enforcement against it. So at some point, you got to jump on, or this. This is why this is good. And listen, I was listening to Kirby Smart yesterday talk about the SEC and Scott Strickland, the AD at UF, talk about, listen, we could be self-sustaining. We don't have to, because they don't want the 24-team playoff, because that's going to get rid of conference championship games. And whose conference championship game makes the most money? The SEC. It all comes down to money, right? So, and there are other parts that, listen, the SEC, they want to spend the money. They have the money, right? They are the New York Yankees of baseball and the Los Angeles Dodgers, to have an analogy here that you can kind of sink your teeth into. So why would they give up all their advantages over the nation? Maybe not within their conference, but over the nation. Why would they do that? What incentive is that? Well, there's only one incentive. And this is why I've always said it has to come from the federal government to make college football viable for everyone. I understand if you're in the SEC, you're like, we don't need these people. I get it. But you're also kind of killing the golden goose. College,
kind of killing your own sport.
Yeah. And they say, oh, we're regional, but we're also national. We have national appeal. That's true. That is somewhat true. And they could probably do it. But at what cost to all of college football? It's kind of the same argument we've had in golf. Nobody wants to see the bottom 75 players, but you kind of need them for a tour, because that's where the great players eventually start to become the phenoms. And I think there's something about having, look at Vanderbilt, always the doormat. Well, not anymore. If we give everybody a level playing field, then we'll have teams that can come up and do things from time to time, because
more parity.
Yeah, because they have better coaching. They're working harder. That's what this is supposed to be about. Not who just has the most money. That's called Wall Street. Yeah. I'm not interested in that. And if you guys want to take your ball and your money and run away, because you've used 100 years of tradition and history to make up the SEC and build up all these build these great stadiums and create these. I get that. And you don't want, and again, those things are not going away if you just play with everybody else. It's not going away. But it's probably some of this, and listen, the SEC's been paying players for years and years. That's why they've been able to build these cathedrals, because they've gotten the best players.
Make the most money.
Yeah, they make the most money. They've cultivated it and want to be rewarded for it. Listen, those things aren't going away. Alabama's not going to suddenly suck. Now, you won't have the dominance that you once had.
I mean, they might, but it's because of their coach.
Yeah. I mean, but, it's not going away. What you're doing, though, is killing the golden goose, I think, because you're going to be all better off as a whole than you are breaking away. This is more elitism in my fact. I understand where the SEC is coming from. They don't necessarily want to be shackled by the Big Ten's ridiculous 24-team playoff and getting rid of conference championship games. That's what this comes down to, money. But this would not, I think this would allow for a sane existence. A 12-team playoff is more than enough. It's more than enough, as we saw last year, because we still want the regular season to be relevant. So it's a lot going on here, but I understand the SEC and why they want to do it. I don't think it's good for college football overall as a product. I think it needs to be a national game. I think the game is better when UCLA and USC and Washington and Oregon are part of the discussion. And it's not just Southeast. And yes, where Texas and Oklahoma and Texas A&M used to be, in a different region, not in the SEC. So it's, for me, this would be a huge step forward. I hope it passes. I'm not sure, because I'm not tied into the politics of it, because just because it's a great idea and it's going to be wonderful for everybody doesn't mean it's going to pass, as we know all too well in Congress. Yeah. It's just completely dysfunctional. But I hope this does, because I think it hits a lot of things that need to be done. Charlie Strong sat here yesterday when I dared to say, we need, if we're capping the compensation of players, we need to cap the compensation of the coaches. And he said, absolutely. And I think that's a great admission from a man who's been in the game for so long and understands that we're at an existential crisis when it comes to this game, and everybody's going to have to pitch in to save it. Coaches don't need to be making $15, $20 million in college. Get out of here with that. That's ridiculous.
They don't need to be jumping from team to team either, like they're doing too.
Well, and that's why the salaries have just gone ridiculous. Yeah. And they're going to continue if we don't do something about it. And listen, you can make the case that Kirby Smart is worth $20 million. And he is. Because wherever he goes, he's going to have that success. He's got the formula. And national championships are worth, someone did a study one time and said, if you win a national championship, it's worth $500 million to your program. So he's worth it 100%. But is it good for the game? Is it going to be, you won't have a sport if you keep doing this. That's the problem. And coaches should realize that you're going to kill the golden goose. It's better to get $5 million or $7 million a year than, for the rest of your life and keep your sport alive than just, get as much money as you possibly can. Then your sport dies. Then you got nothing. So a lot of change needs to be made. And I think this is, and it has to come, for me, it has to come from the federal government. You have to tell the SEC and the Big Ten, this is what's going to happen, or else they're just going to go rogue. So this, to me, this bill, write your congressman, write your senators, and say this is a must-have. You want to get political again, which we should, do this. It's not a perfect bill, but it's way better than what we're working with now. And it has some teeth in its enforcement, and that's important. That's really important. All right, let me get to a couple more comments here, then we'll hit the break. Kurt says Lynn Hertak, city council running for mayor, had a little Instagram promo for her mayoral campaign and claimed the Rays want $80 million from CIT for a stadium. Now, if she read the MOU, that would go to infrastructure. Read it. Yeah, she knows it, but it doesn't make as good a campaign ad. She also says in her campaign ad, We can't afford groceries. We can't afford gas. Can we afford to do this deal? It's like one has nothing to do with the other. That's a false choice. And connecting them is disingenuous at best. Stop appealing to the lowest common denominator and have a little bit more sophistication and honesty in what you're talking about. You want to be mayor?
Gonna have to be smarter than that. Maybe not.
Well, it works on a lot of people, but she knows better. She knows damn well that she's being disingenuous, but it's going to get me elected, she thinks. David Terry says, can we pay Todd some CIT money to not drop mains in the coverage? For those on the podcast that can't see the graphic on the screen, picture of Ruben Bain. I'm going to change the Bucs defensive culture and mindset. Next to Todd Bowles saying, "Oh yeah, hold my beer." That's a good picture of Bowles there. He looks buff.
Kind of does, doesn't he? I almost put one of the when he was with the Jets, but I was like, no.
Oh, don't do that. A question we asked yesterday that Johnny answered and we didn't get to said, on the NCAA baseball bracket, if FSU wins, they play the winner of the Alabama site regional. No matter who wins, the 64 teams are seeded, and that seeding does not change for the tourney. Thank you for that. All right. Well, we beat Alabama in football, so bring it on. Of course, we both have to win our regionals.
You got to get there first.
Yeah, which is no guarantee. That's for damn sure. Let me see this. Danny Boy said someone on Facebook brought up the interest issue. It was said that, and I don't know if it's true or not, is there really a $300 million hole that has to be addressed? Well, as I understand it, no, because the county is not bonding the money. They're putting it out over 4 years of the CIT, so they're not bonding the money. And so if you don't bond it, you don't pay interest. I'm not an expert in this, but that's what I was told. So
you sound smart.
Double check that. Well, I listen to smart people and I repeat what they say.
Yeah.
I don't have to be an economist. I just have to read up and do my research. Alejandro says, Mike Trout is basically the modern day equivalent of Ken Griffey Jr. of my generation. They're literally going to have some numbers career-wise, and both are Hall of Famers, but they have no championships. I don't know. Griffey was omnipresent. He was omnipresent, and he was a West Coast guy.
Man, I don't know how you can compare Mike Trout and Ken Griffey Jr. They're not even in the same league as far as I'm concerned.
I wonder how close their numbers are, though.
I mean, they might be close in numbers. Everybody knew who Griffey was. Everybody knew who Griffey was.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was he a little bit more flamboyant?
Oh, for sure. He was
Yeah.
flashier.
Yeah. But Trout's made some incredible catches back in his day. We say back in his day. He's still playing.
Seems like he's been playing forever too, doesn't it?
Yeah. What else we got here? Nathan Elliott says, looking at photos from prior World Cups, I see companies like MetLife, Hisense being advertised. I see Emirates fly. Yeah, I don't think the World Cup is a corporateless enterprise. It's not Augusta. I don't think that's no. But the changing of the stadium names is weird. Yeah. You got Live Nation on the sleeve of Chelsea players after winning the 2025 with President Trump celebrating with them. Yeah, well, that's Chelsea is not World Cup.
Who's Chelsea? Is that a
Premier
person?
team, Premier League team.
It's a city?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, when we come back, I'm going to play this Ron DeSantis thing. He was in town yesterday talking about property taxes, but he also opined quite eloquently on the Rays Stadium as well. So we'll do that. We'll get to your topics, and I'll run down some of the baseball stuff as far as the new labor deal proposals going from both sides. Hey, we are brought to you by Italiano Insurance. Italiano Insurance, those are the folks that will save you hundreds, maybe thousands of your hard-earned dollars. It's not what you earn, it's what you keep, right? Have them shop around all your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, your business insurance, your flood insurance. You got to have all that, folks, A lot of it's not very expensive, but you need to have it in case, because like if you don't have business insurance and somebody sues you, you can lose all your personal wealth. That's not a cool thing, right? So make sure you have that. ItalianoInsurance.com, 813-877-7799. Back at 3. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you can trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back. The hell is that on the screen? What the hell? What kind of Arabic shiz is that? Jeez, old Pete. Welcome back to the JP
What do you
Peterson
see?
Show.
What are you looking at?
Look at the comments. Somebody wrote some crazy shit in Arabic.
Oh, on the
You see that?
Rizoka. I don't know. Not
Delete
supposed to
that
be able to-
shit. Something's gonna happen. Hey, welcome back to the show. Brought to you by Captain. No, don't do that. What the hell did you just do, man? You don't know what you just did. Be
Started World War
arrested for
III.
that. What the hell was that? Jesus Christ. All this shit going on.
I mean, we appreciate the comments, but
Cafe Paradiso. I was there a couple weeks ago with the lovely Ashley, and we had a fantastic dinner over there. A lot of celebs in the house. Vassy was there.
including you.
A lot of people being guarded by dozens of people. A lot of
Wow.
security at the Cafe Paradiso.
Oh, wow.
It's like, wow. Yeah, but always a cool place to go. The food is fantastic. Paulo's the best. We took him to the baseball game the following night. So good people over there. Cafe Paradiso. If you love traditional Italian food, you love a great local restaurant with a great local vibe, Cafe Paradiso. Been there 30 years out there on South Big Deal. So go by, tell them hello, get a reservation on Open Table. All right, so Ron DeSantis was in town yesterday. Obviously, the governor has been a big supporter of the Rays project here at Hillsborough College. And, you know, he's here to talk about property taxes and reducing our property taxes that have skyrocketed over the past since COVID almost doubled. And people are, will that have an effect on the Rays Stadium? I think it can. It's going to be phased in over time, so it's not immediate. I think the money, especially from the county that's coming in the first 4 years, I don't think it's going to be phased in fast enough to really affect that. So, but he is a big supporter of it, and he also, in this little piece, debunked the idea that the land is worth a lot of money, like Tropicana Field. Just silliness. It's not, if not for having a baseball stadium here. So here's the governor opining on a lot of different things about the Rays and the benefits for you, the folks of Tampa Bay.
As you saw this week, the Tampa City Council was at best lukewarm on it. The deal may not float as presented. You also have less money in the state budget, from $150 million to $50 million. I just want to ask, A, how much are you personally involving yourself in this? And then B, is this deal on thin ice right now?
I'm not
Is it on
involved
thin
in
ice?
what the counties and the cities are doing with the Rays. I mean, obviously, that's their responsibility to work out an agreement if they can. I think it's in the interest of the community to work out an agreement. I think it's in the interest of Tampa Bay to have the Rays remain in Tampa Bay. First of all, I mean, even though they had a couple rough games against Baltimore, they still have one of the best records in baseball. They've produced very well.
The
given
dude is so
the
smart.
constraints
He
on the
knows
franchise,
everything.
and I just
Sees
think it's a
everything.
good asset. Football does well in Tampa Bay. Hockey does well in Tampa Bay. With the right formula, baseball would do well. So our role has been not necessarily to say, oh, we have state money for a stadium or this or that, because that's just not something we've done since I've been governor. They have the soccer stadium down there with Messi, great facility. We weren't involved. Marlins, we weren't involved. Ray J, all these things over the years. That's not something the state's been involved. They have done some stuff before I was governor on spring training. When that was in the budget in years past, I vetoed that just simply because I can't, I'm going to give you here or there. So we've not done that. But what we have done, we did it with the soccer. We'll do it with the Rays is help with the surrounding infrastructure. For one reason, we have a state college that's on that site. And they have an opportunity, and I think the money will be fine. If the deal happens, HCC will get more money because they need money because the campus has problems. And rather than try to refurbish the current footprint, I'd rather do something special and make it something that's really significant, that obviously will have a good working relationship with the ball club and all the surrounding entertainment and lodging that's created there. I think that'll be very compelling. So we want to help HCC. This was something that the board and the president thinks is in their interest. I did too, but I was like, look, if you guys tell me this isn't good, then tell me that. And they said, no, this is going to be good. The other thing is the surrounding roads and all the things that would go into something of that magnitude. That's always been something that we've done. That's something we've done, again, with the soccer. It's something we've done in other places. I think it could be a great area, but we want to make sure there's ingress and egress. FDOT already tells me they can do the overpass where you can walk across from Raymond James over there, and that I think there's going to be 2 of those. So there's a possible
Dude
really,
knows all
really
the details.
meaningful. But if you look at that site, and from a local perspective, it's not driving really economic activity. I mean, it's primarily parking lots, and then some of the.
He's always so well
there.
informed.
This would be something
not
that
driving
would be
any economic
significantly bigger
activity.
than the Battery in Atlanta, which has been very successful for how they're doing it. So I think the vision
You know what he
from an
sounds like?
economic development
JP
perspective
Peterson.
makes sense.
Wow.
And then look, I just, as governor, I don't want to lose a baseball franchise. I don't think that'd be good for the
Right?
state. And I know maybe they could do Orlando. Orlando definitely wants it. But I also just think, and
You're not getting it.
I'm a native of this area.
Like a softer
And
JP
so
Peterson?
I do have
Is that
a
what
little bit of
basically it is?
biases, but I think take that out.
about
This
that?
area is
No,
one
not
of
as-
the best
not as
areas in the
intense.
country.
Your
for
veins
baseball.
are
If you
always
look at the
bulging out.
history, you had Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig would come here for
What?
spring training.
Dropping
You've
Babe Ruth and
produced
Lou
some of
Gehrig.
the great baseball players, from
Name
Wade
dropper.
Boggs to Fred McGriff, all
Kinda
these
government.
guys that really have been amazing.
How's
Great
that?
youth
Should've dropped
sports,
Luis
great little league,
Gonzalez here in a
great
second.
high school teams. All this stuff
That guy sounds
that's
like a
happened
politician.
over so many years. Don't tell
Sounds
me
like a
that you
baseball
can't do
fan.
well in
Good call,
baseball
Mom.
in this area. You have shown that you can do it. So I don't think there's
Yeah.
any question about it. So, but yes, I don't know the Tampa City Council, kind of what their views are on it. And I've
You
been
don't wanna know.
agnostic on, this county should do this or this county should do this on any of these deals from the time I've been
Come on,
involved in
Ron.
any of this
Drop 'em,
stuff.
make
just
Orlando
because I think it's
undesirable.
ultimately, those are negotiations that they have to make. But I also would
MOU.
just say, I've looked at
State
the
governor.
modern history of these stadiums, and I think the only one that wasn't a public-private partnership in like the last 30 years is San Francisco Oracle. And there were some unique circumstances of that. Obviously, it's a very, very wealthy part of the country, but and it's an actually phenomenal ballpark. I mean, one of my top 5
Look at that.
favorites.
Jeez.
Very good ballpark.
Well
it's
informed.
Oracle.
But all the rest, are some form of public-private
San
partnership.
Francisco?
And what I've looked at over
So where the Giants play?
this is what
Yeah.
percentage
I
is
didn't know it was called
private
Oracle.
versus public.
That's actually
and I
the
think this
basketball.
proposal
Yeah, that's what I
has a
thought.
higher percentage of private
Give him a break.
for doing
That's
this
right. Higher
than
percentage of
most
private
the other ones that
than
have
most
been
of the
done,
other ones. That's right.
throughout. I mean, some of the ones in Tampa Bay, for example, were basically just paid for
Raymond James.
entirely public, or certainly mostly public. So I think in that sense, just looking at the landscape as it is, that's just the reality that we're dealing with. So what I think is, we're happy to help with the HCC site. We've done a lot. We can do more on the infrastructure. I think it'll be good for HCC. I think it'll ultimately be good for Florida. And I do think it will be very good for the city of Tampa, the county of Hillsborough, but also the overall region. And, even some of these Pinellas guys, like I grew up in Dunedin, it'd be easier to get to the Dale Mabry site than it probably would be from my house where I grew up down to St. Pete. That's just the reality. I think you
Spot
have
on.
a chance to draw more people there. And I think that's kind of what went into the analysis of it. And so I do think it would be good. Maybe if they don't want to do it, I know Orlando's ready, willing, and able, but I
Shut
think
up.
you have Raleigh,
Let-
Durham, Nashville. I'd hate to see, and those are great cities, but I'd hate
MOU.
to see us
Undesirable.
fumble a team and have it
Fumble
end
a
up
team.
in some of those other areas. And I've talked about the economics of it. I think when you start talking about having retail and then hotels and
He gets it.
restaurants and bars and all that area, that transforms that area.
Yeah.
Right now, I remember someone said, like, well, what would be the value of this property? Honestly, I don't think it's very valuable under current use at all.
Thank you.
No one's going to build a housing development there. No
Thank
one's going to do like office space there.
Thank
What
you.
would you do there unless you had this type of mixed
Thank you.
use vision? That's really the only thing I think that would bring it to life. and ultimately produce a lot of. And it's not just all about producing revenue for the local government, but I do think it would produce jobs.
There you go. He gets it. Can we not? I mean,
he hit every important point.
And this whole,
but said.
And this whole idea that, from our good friend Andy Scaglione, who I was texting with, I'm like, bro, I love you, but I'm going to publicly disagree with you on this ridiculous idea that you can compare the Tropicana Field site with the Hillsborough College site in terms of assigning land value. Where at Tropicana Field, there's $20 million parcels that being sold right next door to it. Ain't no Drew Park 1 acre deal going for $20 million. It's like the governor said, no, but the way it's being used now, and it's been a CRA for 23 years, nobody has done anything with it. So to act like it's some type of highly desired, sought after real estate that other developers would come in and do better with, that's just not true. That's Tropicana Field site. That's not this site because you got a freaking college on it.
Yes.
You got to, that's why this whole deal is brilliant because it brings everything together. But again, I just wanted to play
different than the St. Pete site for baseball and for growth.
To his point.
Yeah.
Hard to get to.
Yeah. So it's hard to get to. As much as I love St. Pete.
We love it.
And downtown St. Pete.
Love it.
One of the coolest downtowns in probably the state of Florida.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to.
It's not for 81 baseball games.
And there's too much water around it. So you're not going to get, enough volume of people to come on the day-to-day when you need that 30-mile radius around the center of wherever you put a stadium. You're not getting that 30-mile radius. You're getting, Dolphins.
So they don't buy tickets, do they?
No, they don't.
Except
even,
the Dolphin games.
They don't even play well.
They don't. Very slippery.
They're not even jumping out of
the water.
They catch
the ball pretty well. Though.
Yeah, but they're not. But who's throwing it?
We need a Dolphin tank.
But who's throwing it?
Yeah, Steven Metz.
No. Hey, come on now,
Metz.
No, don't go there.
Orestes Destrade, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, the Big O is here.
How we doing, buddy?
What's up, Big O?
Bro, your Rangers. I don't know.
Let's not talk about this.
It's an embarrassment.
It is an embarrassment. But my boy last night. This is graphic. You love this graphic? Oh, you can't see it right now.
Rays hurl in Baltimore.
The Rays hurl in Baltimore. And that's not hurling in terms of throwing the ball. It's hurling in terms of John Heasley. We showed it earlier.
And on the mound, the hurler Heasley.
He's the hurler.
He's the hurler. But supposedly that's
his thing.
That's his thing. He gets his nerves out.
Ryan Bass reporting.
He wasn't looking in like nervous. He wasn't like, oh my God, I'm throwing up a national team. No, he's like, I gotta throw up. I gotta go. And
wiped his mouth off and got after it.
Yeah, let's go after it. Let's go after it, man. I just gotta drop
that was me in college.
Yeah, but that was a different.
You wipe it up and get back after it.
That was a little different. You were coming out of a bar.
Whatever, you don't go. You don't go home. You don't go home.
Right?
You pick yourself up.
You go back.
You dust yourself up.
And you go back.
Towel off.
And you go back.
You get back right in there.
You go back.
Let's go, Susie. Let's do some more shots.
Go back to Brittany and go, hey. Brittany, I'm back. Where'd you go?
It's dollar shots tonight.
Had to
clear out.
Go clear out for a second. I'm back.
I'm back.
Give me a kiss.
That's good.
My God, have mercy on your soul.
The hurler, JP Peterson.
You got to get back in there.
That was wild.
You got to get back in there.
Listen, I guess it was, an example of how that series went.
Yeah. No, that's why it was so funny because it was he
personified
exactly what we all were feeling.
It was a throw up of a series.
It was an absolute vomiting of all over yourself.
I mean, they had games where they gave up hits, games where they made 4 errors, games where
600 runs.
Yeah, they had
one game.
Yeah, so it was, but again, listen, in the immortal words of one Aaron Rodgers when he was still with the Packers and he came out with the RELAX.
Yeah.
Relax. You know, it's a long season. This is a team that has won 5 or more straight games 3 times already.
Yeah.
I think the Braves are the only team that can say that. You've got the Chicago Cubs who went through a 10-game slide.
2 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak. First time that's ever been done in the first 50 games.
Of course. It's
bizarre.
So the Rays, so bottom line, you've had the Yankees, who just went down with a 4-game slide and they rebounded. How did they rebound? They went to Kansas City and beat up on the second worst team in the American League, right?
Who's the worst team?
The worst team is just landed into Tampa Bay. Just landed in Tampa Bay, and that is the
Thanks for coming.
9-19 on the road, Los Angeles Angels. The team that not only is 9-19, only one of 2 major league teams that have not gotten to double digits in road games wins, by the way. Them and the aforementioned Kansas City Royals, who only have 7 road wins.
Jesus.
They only have 9. A team that's minus 62 in run differential. Only worst team is the Colorado Rockies, who are the worst team in baseball. So what did the Yankees do? They literally teed off. They had a 24-hit game, bro.
Jesus,
that was ridiculous.
Holy hell!
They broke
Who
records.
was pitching, Mats?
There he goes again. I'm on. Jeez, come on,
dude. Have you seen? That was like watching a slow train wreck. Like he could not find it and when he found it, it was right over the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
Just like, here you go, boys.
Yeah, I guess being off hurt him. I mean, this is a guy that again I was very concerned about him being a starter. You were. I was concerned about. I wasn't concerned about his arm and being a reliever. He's shown the last couple of years that he's a quality lefty reliever. I still think the experiment is not done yet, and we don't know what you're getting. But it does show you one glaring thing when you go through these type of swells. Again, the Dodgers have lost 4 in a row. Several teams, that are up in the big boy, other than the Braves, have had their losing streaks. Even Milwaukee, who's back on top in a very, potent NL Central. Everybody's over 500. Has went on their losing streak early in the season. So what does that say? Can you keep? Everybody's been talking about, can they maintain this great streak? Yeah, they can. One of the biggest things is injuries, man, and you can't get around the fact that they've had major injuries. If you look at in a short, last week of who's gotten hurt, you've had key guys like Williamson went down. DeLuca, you don't realize Taylor Walls just went down, and he's what, day to day, or I don't know if they put him.
Should be back tomorrow.
Yeah. So DeLuca, Jake Fraley has been a nice part of this, this offense and defense. Oh, by the way, because we ended up having a right field error, with the kid Mesa Jr. That just disrupts your flow, just like the rain out on Saturday seemed to disrupt them. And that's the ebb and flow. That's why I jokingly,
mean the purposeful rescheduling by the Yankees?
Well, yeah. I definitely saw that. I mean, it was inclement weather throughout the whole day, so probably you can't really say that, that wasn't the right call. But they pushed it all the way. We're playing like shit. When can we play them? The end of September. Let's see how we're doing.
That was the Bull Durham rainout.
That was the Bull Durham rainout.
What you need is a rainout. How are we going to rain? It's not going to rain.
Yeah.
Turn on the sprinklers.
Turn on the sprinklers, baby. But the bottom line is that started something that, along with the injuries, culminating around the same time. So what does that tell you? You got to call up a Heasley, Legumino.
It's Heasley.
Heasley?
It's Heasley, not Heasley.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I was going to say, wait
it's
a
joke.
second. I see.
Heasley.
Help me here, buddy. You got to go outside.
I got to explain my jokes now?
You got to explain your jokes here.
Oh, my God.
Bill Burr.
I'm going to say what I said on our text thread last night. I'm
like working with Timmy. What'd you say?
I'm so confused.
You did drop that one on a text thread last night. We had just explained everything out, and then he goes, I'm so confused.
And I'm like the sunrise.
Yeah.
Predictable. You're confused again.
Nah, but the bottom line is that this team will bounce back. The best thing that you have, number one, here, talk about a rainout. The day off today is important. Just a reset, come back home, right? So you're not having a day off on the road. You reset. You've got the Angels who are limping through this season. You have to take advantage of it, just like the Yanks did with Kansas City. And then your big nine are still intact, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting great performances from Sugar Shane McClanahan.
Like Martinez.
Nick Martinez.
Cy Martinez.
That is from Hamon early on. He tagged him Cy Martinez.
Right.
We're sticking with it. Okay. I know that Slittler is having a great year and a bunch of other guys. Cy Martinez. And then you've got the hammer and Big Raz in Rasmussen. So those guys are good.
Yeah.
The tremendous trio, good. Yandy, Aranda, Junior. And then the bullpen main core is solid. Kelly, Seymour, Clevenger, and Baker. Let's not have any of those 9 or 10 guys go down right now, because that's when you get in real trouble. Because other than that, they'll rebound and get back on winning ways. The great thing is that they've created themselves a very strong buffer. Of course, the Yankees just went from in a 4-day period, went from 5.5 back to 1.5 back by winning 4 and the Rays losing 4. Don't worry about it. Relax. In the word of your favorite quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Who's there?
He's not your favorite quarterback.
Ellen Road Loco says the Mats project may need to end and the Ty Johnson project begin. Ty still hasn't been scored on yet at Durham.
I like Ty Johnson.
Who's Ty Johnson?
One of our stud pitchers down in Durham. Nah, man, not yet. Not yet. He's the number 4 or 5 guy. It gets a little bit scary now because Jack should be back. I mean, he got hit pretty hard.
He's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be fine. And he threw a good 5 innings the start before. So let's just hope that he's getting stretched out and he's going to be a good 4-5 to Matt's 4-5. You know what I mean? And you match up with those 4-5s of other teams, and then your big 3 are the hammers that have to give you. Every time they go out, you got to take 2 out of 3 from those 3, if not 3 out of 3. So that's the big deal.
So since being called up, talking about Ty Johnson here, AAA, he his first 17 in the 3rd innings with Durham has not allowed a single earned run.
How about that?
In those 17 in the 3rd, he has given up just 11 hits.
That's outstanding.
5 walks while fanning 21.
That's
right-handed batters are hitting a mere 0.75.
Nice.
3 for 40 against him. Is that good?
Yeah, that's very good.
He was drafted in the 15th round of the 2023 MLB draft out of Ball State. The Rays acquired him in the high-profile trade of Isaac Paredes.
Yeah,
well,
there's something good that came out of that.
Maybe we'll get something out of it.
Because that was also the who else was in the Isaac trade?
The Christopher Moran.
Your favorite.
Mr. Swing and Miss.
Your favorite and a swing and miss.
And another swing and miss.
Future Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
You know what he's with the Marlins now.
Yeah,
you know what he's doing?
He's getting some playing time.
Swinging and missing.
Yeah,
he is. So, hey, Ty Johnson may make something out of this trade after all.
Let a guy work a little bit.
He's 6'6", Ty Johnson.
Good for him.
I'm learning all kinds of stuff about this dude.
Yeah, listen, invariably, and it's a little tad, even though this week, for some reason, all the pundits are throwing out potential trades for the trade deadline. I still think, you're barely just getting to the end of May. I would, that's more for the likes of middle, of June that you start really kind of, in the next 3 weeks, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But people are already talking about who's going to get Joe Ryan, who's going to get so-and-so. Yeah, the Rays need to be looking at, what quality.
Bring Joe Ryan back.
What quality 4th or 5th starter can we get? Because that would really, if you can get that 4th guy, I've always said that you get to the playoffs, you need 3 hammers. They have them. If those 3 stay healthy, then you've got that 3-headed monster to win series. But
you can move Mats to the bullpen.
You can get Mats to the bullpen. I like our 2 lefties that we already have. They're 2 different type lefties, and the power with Clevenger and the kind of more the sweeper, and Ian Seymour. But lefties in the pen are always attractive.
He just put up Morel's numbers.
What is he doing? What's
169 average.
Is he really?
Yeah, but his OPS is 443.
He's hitting 105 on the road this year.
No, he's not. No,
105 on the road. Yeah.
1 RBI.
105 on the road?
105 on the road.
No
home runs, no RBIs. His away OBP is 150.
Swing and a miss.
Wow.
So Johnson's
given another chance. Listen, he got picked up by them, and they're giving him a chance, and he's stinking up the.
Hey,
sticking up.
I'm talking about my Johnson here.
Yeah, your Johnson is.
Your Johnson he's got a 92, 95 mile an hour four-seam fastball.
Johnson.
Sharp 83 to 87 mile per hour slice.
So does your Johnson. The answer to everything you're going to talk about, Ty.
And he's big.
So is your Johnson.
That big brown Cuban.
If you don't have mudded up balls, this stuff happens because the balls are just too slick.
All right, we got to end this tomfoolery. What the hell just happened?
What happened? We went
Actually,
for the distinctive mayor. I mean, she's the governor of Florida.
Right in the toilet.
We were right in the toilet.
Right in the shitter.
Hamon started this. He started this.
That's how we roll here.
That
is how we roll.
From the esteemed Ron DeSantis. Talking about every aspect, beautiful aspect of this deal.
High class stuff.
High class, high leverage, 30,000 feet.
Moments later, we're just
boom. Right. All about your Johnson.
Yeah. That big brown Cuban.
You want more of this? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned in about 15 minutes.
We got to get started quick, right?
Yeah, buddy.
So the Big O Show is coming up with all things Rays, all things Johnson, all things DeSantis. Who knows where that show's going? Probably right in the toilet. So you don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. Big thanks to all of our commenters today. I think we got to all of them, so I appreciate you guys jumping in. As always, a Big O Show coming up here in mere moments right here on these same channels. Great job, Timmy. We will see you tomorrow where it's tarps off, baby. Tarps off tomorrow at the Trop. I cannot wait. We'll be doing that. See you in a bit.